Good morning. We've just seen the film Rhino season of the official section. Let's start the press conference. As I was saying, we're going to commence the press conference of the film of the official section called Rhino season. We have with us the director, Mr. Bahman and Ghobadi, and the actors and actress Monica Bellucci, Behrouz, Vossoughi, Arash, Labaf, and Belçim, Bilgin, and also the producer Sabri itself. They are prepared to answer any of your questions. Photographers, please, if you'd be so kind, stop taking photos, and please don't use the flash. Okay. First question, please.
Question there. Okay.
Yes, there's a question at the back there. Microphone, please. Right at the back there. Raise your hand if you'd be so kind. Right at the back. The first question is for Monica Bellucci. Did you know the situation of Iran before making the film, or what was your perception of the situation in Iran before this film, and how did you get in under the skin, so to speak, of a woman, a Muslim woman who has to almost close herself in her interior, almost to survive?
I did this movie because I wanted to work with Bahman Ghobadi, because I respect his work and his movies, and through this movie, and actually that's why I do my work, because through my work I have the chance to get in touch with cultures that are so different of mine. And even though Mina, the woman I play, who's a woman who lost everything, and she's so far away from what I know, I can understand her, because I come from a Mediterranean culture, and which is a macho culture, and I come from an Italian culture, so I know what it means to fight for the rights. And in my country, women had to fight for their rights, and they still do. So that's why I can understand her.
Yes, there's a question at the back. Hi, good morning. This is a question for the director, because yesterday he surprised us before we saw the film when he told us the problems that you've had with the copy that was sent yesterday. And I believe that then I saw a film, and the question for the director is, what was the failure in the sound or the images? It didn't seem to me that there wasn't any problem with the reels that were sent over. I don't know you, but I didn't understand that too well, that there were problems. Whether the film came from Toronto, what copy was seen in Toronto, or were there problems in seeing and hearing it in Toronto? Could you answer that, please? Thank you. Before I start answering, I'm always too far away from Mr. Vossoughi. Please, he can sit next to me so that we can talk much better. The voice or the sound of the film that was watched yesterday didn't give the right message in the dialogues. That's why it wasn't good from my point of view. We were working up until 5 a.m. Upon the quality of the sound in the film. The truth is, I wanted to provide the message my film wants to transmit with good quality, not as if I was expressing my spirit and my point of view in the film. That's why I wanted you to see the film the way I felt, and I shot it. That's why I worked until 5 a.m. to improve the sound and the dialogues in the film, because the film in itself is like a poem. Next question, in the third row here, please. No, the lady there.
I'm from Turkey, Istanbul. First, congratulations for the movie. And Mr. Behrouz, welcome back after all these years. It's very relevant with the film story. Nobody would, maybe aware of. I'd like to ask questions that in Istanbul, it's like a twilight zone in the movie. It's like a purgatory. So I'd like to ask, how is your experience in Istanbul? It was fantastic, scary, and just a trespassing place in the movie.
For you?
I didn't choose Istanbul for the movie. Bahman Ghobadi chose the film for that. And I have to tell you guys that 35 years in exile is not easy, and harder than that is you cannot work whatever you like to work. That's why after 8 years ago that I saw Bahman, and I was very familiar with his work in the cinema, all the movie that he made, and then he offered me a script, and I said, yes, I like it. I like very much to work. I mean, the character is not exactly me, but is close to me, like he is in jail, like in exile. Doesn't matter. That's
About Istanbul, for me it was the first time in Istanbul, and I was there for 3 months because in between we shot in March, April, and then some in November last year, and I'm in love. I'm completely in love with Istanbul. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world. So multicolors, all those cultures together, all those religions that live together. So it's an example of modernity, and the energy over there, it's unbelievable, and I love the people, and I really had a great time. Also because I really loved to shoot this movie, and so it was the perfect energy for everything.
استانبول رو انتخاب کردم به خاطر
I chose Istanbul because of the story, the plot of the film. I'm in love with Istanbul. I've got very good friends in that city of Istanbul, Kurdish, Turkish, the Iranians who live in Istanbul. I found myself again in Istanbul with the help of my great friends who lived there. Without the backing of these friends, the truth is I couldn't have been able to work. My great friend, Mr. Sabri, who I want him to stand up, please, if you'd be so kind, because he helped me very much in the film. I love Istanbul because of this reason, because I've got good friends there, and I didn't feel like a stranger in Istanbul. And now I've got a good situation, shall we say, within Istanbul. I live between Istanbul and New York. I travel between both cities. and I'm awaiting. I hope the problems are solved in Iran, and I'm sure Iran will be freed, and we won't have to live away from our home, or our homeland in this case. There's no right that people like Vossoughi, who has been for 35 years away from his country in exile, there's no right. We've got to go back so that we can build our country back again. Good morning. You're talking about falling in love. I'm in love with Monica Bellucci, okay? Yes, I am. It's a very platonic. He's right at the back at the left. At the back at the left, in blue. See.
Aquí.
There it is. The question is for you, Ms. Bellucci. Do you believe that your beauty has hindered your cinematographic career or not?
But it's been 20 years that I'm an actress. I've done more than 50 movies, and so I don't think so. Then, for example, when I have the chance to play in a movie like that, I'm happy because some way I can get free from the box of the beauty. But I mean, that's why I do this work, you know, because also I have to say that I have the opportunity to work with directors that are so interesting, and they have their own vision, like Bahman, Ghobadi, Philippe Garel, Gaspar Noé. So, you know, I'm lucky that those directors come with very strong projects and special projects. Thank you.
First of all, I want to congratulate Mr. Ghobadi and the entire crew and the team, because it really moved me. Yesterday you said that Ozel, you made the film to not die. And they were your words. And then seeing the story of Sahel, I would wanted to know whether for you, love and the search of memory, your memories, is the only salvation for someone like Sahel, who had it wiped out of his mind for some time.
واقعا صادقانه گفتم فیلمو ساختم که نمیرم، نه مردن نه.
I have honestly expressed quite honestly that I made the film in order to not die. Why? Because a filmmaker, if he can't make a film, he can't express his works. It's like suicide. When I'm not making movies, it's like dying slowly or gradually, slowly and gradually. I don't know how a famous actor like Vossoughi has not made films for 35 years, and how could he how has he been able to put up with this? Because cinema is in his blood and art is in his blood, but he's not been able to make movies or participate in them. When I make movies, when I make my films, that's when this provides me the energy to put up with everything in life and to look towards the future and to not die, to see a more clearer horizon ahead of me. Movie making or cinema gives me life and brings life along with it. Cinema is like medicine in order to to cure an ill spirit.
Movie. I wanted to know something about the scene where she tattoos him on the back. Why don't they speak? Why doesn't she recognize him? Why doesn't he let her recognize him? Something about that specific. And how the actors lived that scene, which is the only moment in which they meet again.
Sure, okay. Okay. اولا که قرار بود تو این صحنه از هم دیگه نشناسم، فقط حسم نیست. شعر اونجا شعر
This is my poem or my poetry here, really. The border between, or shall we say the frontier between Monica and Behrouz is the poetic frontier or border between them. When you're very sad and when you're very bitter and you're writing with these feelings of bitterness, when you're limited, when you're not allowed to express yourself as you are, it's like living your life in jail, like living in a cell in a jail. When your freedom is taken away from you, the only thing that's left is for death to come onto you and death to emerge and get rid of it. She thinks about the sexual act with his daughter. Or there's only the only remedy is to get rid of the person who has caused this and himself at the same time. The film was the expression of my feelings and my bitterness and what's happening to many people. And you can't tell a poet, ask a poet why you express and write this type of poetry. These are the feelings that I've had when I was expressed, that I tried to express in the film through my bitterness.
I think.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
For the other, Arash.
Talked about the scene.
The film is very poetic, and this part in the end is very poetic and very violent at the same time. You know, there is a violence because those people, you know, that they can see each other anymore. But at the same time, what happened is that in the story, some way he thinks that he made love with his own daughter in the story, Behrouz. And, you know, so he thinks that he can't talk to her because of that. And also because it's been such a long time they don't see each other anymore, and everything changed in their life that he doesn't know how to approach her. And so this moment is like that Behrouz knows that she's his wife, but she doesn't know. Who is he? She's just doing a tattoo in his skin, and she's so moved because those poems are the only things that she has left from him. So every time she does a tattoo with the poem of Behrouz Sahel, sometimes it's like if he can touch him some way through the poem. So that's why we can feel that she's moved, but she's moved by the poem, and she doesn't know that he's her husband. And this moment is so beautiful and poetic and violent, like all the movie, because I think that the choice that Bahman made is to make a movie that is so beautifully shot, also because all this beauty can help to stand the violence of the movie.
Hola, buenos días.
Hi, good morning. I'm Daniel Schickman for Caiga Quien Caiga from Argentina. The question is for the beautiful Monica Bellucci. Monica, above all, congratulations for the film, and for us it's a pleasure for you to be here in our presence. I'm a bit nervous because it's my first festival with so many international stars, and more than a question, I would like to ask something from you. I want to know whether you could give me for 1 minute your mobile phone number, because my mother, when I left Argentina, she asked me for 2 things: to keep warm, and if I saw the woman of my life, to call her on the phone, my mother. I would use mine, but it was too expensive for me to call my mother back in Argentina, so...
When the press conference is finished.
Bueno, eso o una foto no hay problema.
Okay.
That or a photo. Next question, please, at the back.
Hola, buenas.
Hi, my name's Yvonne Casas. I'm a rocker. I'm almost blind from San Sebastian. I've got pigmentary retinosis, and I'm a musician, I'm a rocker, but I want to go a bit further. I'm directing a film at present, so for this film to work through a social project, which is givemeyourvision.com, so that this works, we've got to make it amongst us all. I direct, but you've got to help me, because it's the only way that I understand that a person like me who sees very little can direct a film, and with much respect towards everyone who directs. The question is as follows: what does it suggest to any of you? Switch the light off and you will see. What would that mean for you vis-a-vis this film?
من به شخصه هستم. بعد چیز بیا پیشم، من هر کمکی از دستم بر بیاد بعد انجام میدم. چشم.
I could help you in everything that I have in my hands, I promise, on my behalf. And wherever you want, I will. If I can help you, you can come to Turkey, wherever I am, and I'll give you a hand so that you can make your film. Question at the back. Someone had asked for the microphone at the back. Well, if not, here in the front row, as quickly as you can, please.
Hello, this is Alexander
Hola.
from National Greek Television. Congratulations for the wonderful film with that kind of allegory that works in the whole film. Poetry can easily change our life, so I would like to ask each one of you if there's a line from a poem that really changed you as a person. Thank you so much.
خیلی زندگی عوض نکرده بیانست، ولی رو من تأثیر میذاره.
It's not that it changes my life, but poetry, it can influence your life, especially in my life in this case. I want to be in contact with books or with poetry that will enrich me as a person. I've read a book that has completely changed my life, and it has completely influenced my life. When I read poetry, when I see and listen to poetry, it's like it's a moment which calms the pain I have inside.
This poem, I'm going to say in Italian, is Mi illumino d'immenso. I don't know how, because the thing is the poetry sometimes is so difficult to translate. Anyway, it's so beautiful because it's all about the relationship between the soul and the universe.
Okay. Excuse me. The other, Bilgin, Arash.
The others, Belçim and Arash, can also give their opinion, please.
Okay, next question. Ghobadi. Okay, next one, sorry.
Esta pregunta es para Mónica.
Question for Monica. You made films in many places throughout the world. Would you think about doing a film in Mexico, in Mexican cinema?
Why not?
I'm open to everything. That's why I do my work. If there is a story that I like it and I'm confident on the director, I'm ready to play with directors from different cultures. And actually, I think I'm lucky because until now I had the chance to work with Italian directors, French directors, American directors, Kurdish directors. I mean, that's why I do my job. That's why I do my work. For me, they become incredible experiences, not just as an actress, but also as a human being.
I ask this, despite there's a lot of demand in American cinema, you don't like to work in America too much. No, I like it very much.
I like American movies, of course. But I'm European, so I think European actresses, we're very lucky because we have the chance to work all over. And, I made American movies, but I like also to work in European movies. And actually, I've never lived in America, even though I worked there, but I never had a house there. I never, my life is in Europe. And then I like to move all over. And I think that European actresses, as I said before, they're very lucky. I'm thinking about all those actresses like Catherine Deneuve, Isabelle Huppert, Nathalie Baye, Charlotte Rampling. I think in Europe, actresses, they have a long career. So I think we're very lucky here.
Pronto recibirás un guión mexicano.
You will receive a Mexican script very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.